This morning, Eric Estep quote tweeted Adam Stern's post about the ratings from New Hampshire, only 1.29 million. And I already am saying only. But I want to talk about this because Eric made some great points up here. So 1.29 million viewers is obviously not what we want to see as NASCAR fans. But here's what Eric said. Fans are quick to point to the car or playoffs for poor ratings. And while they could play a small role, I think the issues run deeper. Number one, NFL is hitting new viewership highs every year. It's widening the gap to almost everything. Cable subscription hit new lows every year. There are more cup races on cable this year than ever before. NASCAR's demo has always been one of the oldest in pro sports. Many are aging out, are more interested in politics. Not wrong. 20-year-olds aren't watching cable or sitting through 3-hour races. Even the NBA commissioner admitted they're a highlight league. I'd argue NASCAR is not well positioned for changing viewership habits, especially considering they have 6 more years left on this cable-heavy TV contract. And I disagree kind of with this last part because I think that anybody can be well positioned. I think anybody can be well positioned with the right team and the right people around them. But let's talk about that for a second because I do think it's important. And I do think that while, yes, we are living in a world right now where social media is kind of king, people like Reels, people like TikTok, people like you have to be able to adapt to those things. NASCAR is doing, what we talked about on this program last week. They're hiring media consultants, 76 and Sunny. They've got another media agency they just hired to help them reach the younger demographic. They were apparently they were a part of the Rizzler going to Daytona. So you can hire all these people at the end of the day, or you can listen to young people like us here in the chat around that are kind of in both of these worlds. I think that the best way you're going to be able to carry NASCAR into the future is by listening to the young fans that are already here and not really looking at marketing people outside of everything else. Now, while I do find value in having teams that don't know anything about NASCAR coming into NASCAR, I do find value in that. I really do. While a lot of people would tell me that I'm crazy for that, I think that it's smart because if you want to appeal to a wider audience, you're going to need to pull people in that don't know what the hell they're watching. And the best way to do that, and we can say it all day long, you go back to looking at the world of the 90s. You go back to looking at Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt era of racing where they were all over the magazines. They were all over late night TV. They were all in TV shows. There's some things happening right now. There are some things happening right now where NASCAR is kind of trying to do that, but it's mainly happening at the Xfinity level with the CW. You're going to have to understand that you have to take these drivers. And does that really fall more, should that fall on the shoulders of the drivers to be like, hey, I need to do this? That should be on the PR. That should be on the people. But the problem is I feel like everybody is just too concerned with the bottom dollar of things. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with wanting money. I get it. Everyone wants money. But if you're going to complain about something not being good and then you're not going to do it if out of the want because you want to see something better, because we all know that if you just focus your passion, you focus your wants on something to flourish, and you just kind of follow that, money's going to come from that. I think a lot of people in racing have maybe forgotten that. And that's why we've seen a lot of the passion just kind of sucked out of motorsport almost. There's a few of us hanging around here that are trying to really pump that and inject that back into the culture. But it like Wyatt says here in the chat, it should fall on the PR in the sport to promote their drivers. And they're doing the best that they can, I guess, but they could do more. And that's why they're out hiring these marketing teams when I feel like they should just really be listening to the younger fans that are already here. The fans that are going to the track week in and week out. Start doing some polls at the tracks. Look for those 20-year-olds. Look for those 30-year-olds. What is it about racing that brings you here? A lot of them are probably going to tell you, well, it's been in my family. It's something that I grew up on. It's something I watched with my dad. It's something I did. So a lot of that is carrying over from a previous generation. So you got those roots, kids. They're here. And I don't think we're really going to go anywhere. Let's be honest. I'm not one of these people that are going to be like, I'm out of here if NASCAR doesn't change this and that. I love NASCAR. I love IndyCar. I love racing. And so I want to see racing get better. And in order for racing to get better, we have to go back and look at some of these moments of what worked and how to reapply that in today's time. It is definitely a meeting that needs to happen around a table of people. I get that. But at the same time, if somebody has a big idea and they're very adamant on it and they're like, look, we need to try this, just try it at this point. Try it at this point. If everybody is so concerned with things falling apart, it's time to start taking bigger risks. It's time to start taking swings. Because if you don't take those swings and you're constantly going to be risk adverse, I don't know what to tell you. You're going to watch things go down. You're just going to ride that wave all the way into the ground. If you want to spark something new, you got to make something new. You got to find a way to get into the culture. You've got to find a way to show people that aren't already coming to the races, that aren't already followers, hey, we're here. Like we said, the CW is doing a great job of that right now, doing the WWE stuff. But we got to get more of the WWE. People already think outside of the NASCAR bubble, everybody's like, NASCAR's the WWE of racing. Fuck that. So what? You want to think that? That's great. At least you think about it. At least you're thinking about NASCAR. At least it's on your mind. Whether you hate it or you love it, it's there. More crossovers into sports. Get some of these guys to the sidelines of NBA and NFL games, not just after they win a fucking championship. And watch what happens. I'm just telling you, stop waiting for the money, start following the passion, and watch the money come. It's simple. It's a very simple formula, but people don't have time and people are impatient and they can't do that. And I'm just speaking to what I have seen and what I have found since I've been in this world.